Welcome to the Essence of the Soul.
A safe haven for all souls.
My name is Linda.
And my name is Paris, and welcome
To Season 3.
So today we want to address a few things. The first thing is that we have came out with our merch line.
Yes.
So here you go.
If you haven't already, we did announce this in January, but we have our merch line available, so please check it out on our website. We'll link the details below. We have t-shirts, crew necks, and hoodies.
Yes. So that's something very exciting. Exciting. Not excited. Oh my God.
It's okay.
So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the year 2025. So
Yes.
this year is a collective 9 year. It's also
Yes.
my personal year 9. So I'm really excited to see what this year will bring for me. But for all of us collectively, we are living in the energy of 9.
Yeah, so if we think about numerology, right, it is a universal year 9, and 9 is all about the culmination of the numbers 1 through 8. So it's basically the lessons that we've learned within the past 9-year cycle. A lot of wisdom that we've learned. It's all about letting go and releasing anything that is no longer in alignment with us so that we can make room for new beginnings. So in a sense, 9 is all about endings and new beginnings. And so of course with endings, there's a lot of death and rebirth here.
Yeah.
So with 9, it's all about reflecting on the accomplishments and the lessons that you've learned. And it's all about humanitarian efforts. It's about wisdom and completion and reflection, seeking for more light and purpose. So when you've already learned the lessons from 1 through 8 and you're at 9, it's kind of like, okay, so what more is there, after this?
They say that if you're kind of like in the year 9, it's like you're living the past, present, and future all in one. Because the year 9 is that year where you kind of reflect. It's not even it's not a bad year at all. It's not like complete endings, but it's like all this reflection of like everything that I've learned within this last 9-year cycle.
Yes.
And just be appreciative and have gratitude for all of those things. So yes, releasing everything that you need to, and at the same time being in a celebratory type of state as well. So
Yeah, so with 9, of course, all the lessons that you've learned and utilizing that, but also there's this sense of urgency where you kind of want to jump to the next phase of your life. But 9 is all about, like you said, reflecting upon that and kind of reevaluating where you want to go going forward, where your purpose is. So 9 is all about going deep within, that inner wisdom. 9 is actually the hermit. So in tarot, it's the hermit, and the hermit is all about going within, seeking for higher purpose, higher consciousness, and it's kind of like a solitude type of year too, where it's about doing that inner work. And sometimes with, this energy of the sense of wanting to jump into new things, because we have the 9 here, which is the Mars energy. It's very fiery. You feel like, you need to do more. You need to get more done. It's about learning surrender.
Yeah.
Surrendering to the lessons that you've learned and having patience that even though you're not exactly where you want to be yet, you are exactly where you need to be. It's a period where you have to reflect before moving forward, and also releasing the need to have everything figured out.
Yes, it's not a year to really be reckless, I would say. But what they say is don't start any long-term projects, because the thing about this year is that it's all about decluttering. Once you start releasing certain parts of yourself, certain people, certain things, you don't really want to start anything that's going to be new, because once you start something, it might not go as well as you think, because the next year will be the year of the 1, which will be that new beginning type of thing. So don't start anything that's going to be super long term, because this is the year, especially if you are in your personal year 9, you're really going to start to feel the type of energies of why do I feel like I need to let something go? And I have actually been feeling that a lot with just so many different things in my life, where I'm I need to just release certain things and let things go, declutter. I want to start new. But like
Yes.
Linda said, the biggest thing is that you cannot be reckless with it, and you have to really take things slowly, because
Yes.
this is one of those years where you have to really be knowledgeable about every single thing, every single decision that you're making too, because you don't want to like be reckless, be impulsive. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you're certain, be grounded. It's a very structural type of energy too. And at the same time, what comes with the year 9 is knowing that you have certain abilities, you have certain things about yourself that you want to give to the world, right? Because it is a humanitarian year. But at the
Yes.
same time, you have to also take your rest. You know, you have to also make sure that you are just like balancing that part too, because you can't take on everything, you can't do everything, and that kind
Yes.
of is the archetype of the 9 already. So
And with the nine is like it's the nine. Well, I'm born on the nine, so for me, it's kind of like this energy where you want to help others, and that's what the humanitarian is. They want to help others. They want to help people see their own potential,
yeah.
because nines, they see potential in others that they can't, that others can't see in themselves. But with this is that nine, in order to balance this energy, you have to kind of balance it with the six. It's something that I've learned, because you see like the nine, if you flip it upside down, it's a six, and six is a heart-centered energy. It's about compassion, so it's about giving and helping from a space of compassion and from your heart, rather than expecting anything in return. Because if you have too many expectations, or you do things out of like your own benefit, that's what kind of leads to depletion, like draining. It's very draining when it's like, oh, like I do all of this, but I don't get anything in return. It's a very negative way of seeing life. So, nine, you're going to see a lot of those energies that you might want to be aware of. And also with the humanitarian efforts, right? We have this year, collectively, we will see more people speaking up for injustice, speaking up for the things that are corrupt in the world universally. You might even see more protesting, more of the things that, we've been kind of like, I guess, like in a way, repressing for too many years. It's kind of like the society where, I guess, like, people allowing these bigger corruptions to happen, and like, step all over them for too long. And this is the year where we're finally saying, you know what? I'm done. I'm done getting walked all over on. I'm done. I'm ready to step up and voice my, kind of like concerns, voice up like the injustice and fight for injustice. So that's kind of what we'll see in this collective year of nine.
Which we are actually already seeing that,
Yes.
as you guys know, with the whole big pharma, Hollywood and different things like that. A lot of people in general are getting really upset here on Earth. And this is one of those years, guys. It's the year of 9 where, a lot of things will go down. A lot of things will get exposed. A lot of things will come to light. Because the one thing about 9, like I said, is all about decluttering. So we have to understand that this is the year where everything will fall. Everything will literally crash and burn, because it's meant to be that way. It's supposed to be that way, because if we don't have this darkness, if we don't have the bad things that are happening, and as well as just like clearing out old energy, there's this quote that says everything must go, and that's the truth. With the collective year 9, when we live in this energy, everything truly must go, everything that does not serve us, especially as we live in very hard systems, and systems where, it's so corrupt, and it's so secretive, and it's all these different things that us as citizens, we don't know about. But you see communities fighting back. You see people who are really trying to fight for justice and things like that. So there's a lot of stuff that you will see, and it will make a lot of sense. This is one of those years too where there will be so many things happening, to the point where you're going to have to protect your mental health. You're going to have to protect the things that you see on the news. You're going to have to protect your ears, protect your vibration, because 9, like I said, is a humanitarian year where individually you really have to step up as a healer and somebody who wants to help the collective, because this is the year to really go. And the biggest thing is like for collective year 9 is a lot of people are going to deal with relationships. That's going to be a huge thing. Like, people, like it's all about people, right? Humanitarian, we talk about helping people, but it's also about losing people who will not serve you anymore, people who, like you're like, okay, like it's time to end this cycle, whether it's a karmic cycle with, a relationship or a friend or whatever it is. Like it's the time to really release all the people and the things that have hurt you in the past, the people who have created constant cycles with you. It's time, like it's really, really time. When you are in this 9-year cycle, you have to let everything go. Everything truly must go. So really, like I said, ground yourself, because this year is going to be really wild, as you can already see. And that's a part of it. We're in 2025. So when we were in 2020, there was a lot of crazy stuff happening. But now we're in 2025. 5 years later, right, we have to go through this like clearing out type of energy, because once we hit the 2030s, the 2032 era, we will be starting to live in a more spiritual community-based type of era. And that's why we have to cleanse the earth. You see how we're doing these certain things, like humanity's really clearing things. And the fact that the 2025 is a collective year 9, when we talk about 9, it's about clearing things. So we have to really clean everything out. You have to really, really know yourself. Like this is the truth. If you have a ability, if you have like a calling, if you have like a job, whatever you want to do to help humanity, do it now. A business, whatever it is, tarot card readings, Reiki healers. We will have lots of Reiki healers, by the way. People are going to start looking into holistic medicine. That's why big pharma and all these medications, all these things, they're all falling right now. And that's why you'll start to see promotions for holistic health, natural medicine, ancestral healing, all these certain things that people are doing. They're starting to rise. It's all a part of the revolution and the evolution of humanity. That's why we're all waking up right now. So when we talk about people are waking up, why are they waking up? It's all a part of the plan. When we live in the 4th dimension, it's all about exposing things. Right now in the collective year 9, we're going to expose everything, because everything has to go. So next year, once we get into the year 1, that's when everything will be a new start. Humanity will have to figure out which direction are we going to go after we cleared everything,
Yeah, so with 9, it's all about kind of like wrapping up cycles that need to end so that we can freshly start our year 1, another 9-year cycle next year. I actually kind of wanted to add with like the energy of 9, more fun facts about it is, so if we look at astrology, right? Astrology heavily impacts, our universal collective energy as well. And so the 9th planet, like I was saying earlier, is all about Mars. So that's where you get that fiery energy and that impatience and action-oriented energy. Whereas like Jupiter, which is, the 9th house, is ruled by, philosophy, higher ideals, expansion, wisdom, and that ancestry, like ancestral energy. So like Paris was saying earlier, this is going to be a year where we're going to do a lot of healing, especially ancestral healing, so that we can clear some of that ancestral karma before we go into this next 9-year cycle. And it's also known to be the spiritual teacher too for the 9th house of astrology. So you will see a lot of people starting to come out. Like we said, a lot of holistic healers, a lot of tarot readers, people like who are here to help guide and lead humanity into like the higher consciousness, the 5th dimension. There will be a lot of energies of getting into alignment with the divine this year. So 2025 is kind of like the year where we are going to be pushed to accelerate onto this 5th dimensional timeline. And anything that is not aligned with, the higher vibrations is going to fall off or be left behind in the third, the 3D timeline. So that's why it's very important for us to raise our vibration this year. It's really important to, raise the collective vibration so that we can ascend and we can, slowly transition into a higher timeline that Earth is, eventually fated to become on, this 5th dimensional Earth. It's also really important that we kind of look at the energies of the year, which is heavily fire energy. And with Jupiter, we have a lot of air. So fire and air, what does that create? natural disasters of fire, and this is something that we've seen in January. Literally the second week of January, there was that huge outbreak of that natural fire, wildfires in California that was, out of control. And we will continue to see more natural disasters as the year goes on, because these natural disasters are actually clearing the energies of Earth, the collective, clearing the slate so that we can have a fresh start for 2026, the new year, beginning, numerology year one. And we kind of saw this too with a little bit towards the end of 2024, actually. So they say that the energies for the year to come actually starts in October, which is really interesting, something I've learned recently. So October into leading into the new year, you'll kind of start to feel the energies of the year coming. And so in December, right before January 1st, there was 3 days that was full of fog that was seen throughout the whole entire world collectively. Huge, thick fog just, around the whole entire earth. And they actually said that that was actually a blessing from the dragons, spiritual dragons that, are guardians of the earth. They actually put this fog here to cleanse the air and clarify and purify everything before the new year comes. So, like that, we're going to continue to see more natural disasters like that too with this year. And so leading into the Chinese zodiac astrology, which is a different perspective but still aligns with, collective year 2025, is the year of the snake. And so specifically the Chinese zodiac is the yin wood snake. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that, because I think you are born in the wood snake.
So the snake is cool because it's known for wisdom, patience, and quiet strength. But with the wood element, it is connected to creativity. So this is really cool because it's the type of energy where we talk about 9 and then having the wood snake here, where you want to be very goal oriented and you don't want to be super impulsive. The snake is super strategic, very strategic in everything that it does. So you have to be very careful with the energies of being impulsive and overdoing stuff and overworking yourself, certain things like that, because the snake, especially connected to the element of wood, has to learn how to balance both, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like your heart and your mind, right? So use your work, but take the creativity part of it and, mix them together, balance them, because we want to really balance our heart in everything that we do, everything that we work for in the collective year 9, right? So it's so connected here, because that connection of the snake, the wood snake, with the year 9 is all about being smart, being strategic, working hard for the collective, but not working too hard, but at the same time doing everything out of love and generosity, being very genuine. So yeah, they say, again, avoid high risk adventures. The snake prefers caution over recklessness. So just know that, like I said, take everything slow, because a lot of things must go. So we need to really clear that energy, because the snake is not here to play around. The snake is really, really smart. So this year we have to be very smart about our decisions, and do everything from a place of love. And that's, yeah.
It's really interesting because there's actually 2 different types of wood snakes, which is the yang wood snake and then the yin wood snake. So this year is the yin. And so if you know yin and yang, yin is all about that feminine energy. And with feminine energies is intuition. Yes. So it's going to be really important for you to really listen to your intuition this year. Go deep within and be guided with your inner self, your inner guidance, your inner intuition, to navigate this year of 2025.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's all about, helping from a place of divine guidance, helping others, as well as making sure you balance giving and also giving to yourself. Yes. Is going to be really important.
Self-love is important, because one thing about 9, lastly, is just to really put yourself in a position where you can also be a part of the solution. But at the same time, don't lose yourself, because 9 energy, whether you're life path 9, personal year 9, born on a 9, this type of energy tends to give a lot, you know? So, become a healer, because right now is a time where everything's going to declutter. It's going to prepare you for new beginnings. It's going to prepare you for everything that's meant to come. And it's the time where, like, you might not know it, but you are at your final ascension, like truly. Like, you're at the point where we have gone through 1 through 8, and now we're at 9, and we need to rise as a collective community. So that's where the ascension's going to come. It's preparing you, because like I said, next year, when you're in the year 1, which is 2026, we're going to have to really make quick decisions, understand where are we going to go, what are we going to do, so it's a big thing. It's a big, like, preparation. Like, see 9 as a preparation for the next phase, because 9 is all about needing to just release, let go, declutter, and give more to the collective. So
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like to see 9 as kind of like that planning phase, right? 9 is that planning phase, and 1 is when we start to sow the seeds for the next 9 years. So kind of like reevaluate and reflect on where you want to go in the next 9 years for this next cycle. Are you in alignment with your higher purpose? Are you in alignment with, with your heart? And so kind of like personal experience for me, I went through my personal year 9 last year in 2024, and it was a lot of reflecting on where I wanted to see myself going forward, and is the things that I'm currently doing in alignment with who I want to become? Is it in alignment with my soul? And if you're not already in alignment with, your soul, the things will start to be pushed to the surface for you to reflect upon. And there will be a lot of transformation for sure. But with transformation, there's a lot of chaos in the midst of that, because it's about, this alchemical energy of like kind of turning that negative energy into positivity, right? There has to be a destruction before a rebirth. And so be gentle on yourself this year. As much as you want to jump into new adventures, remember to, take a step back, really reflect, allow your intuition to guide you throughout this year. And also, give back to others through humanitarian efforts, whether it's, helping family members or helping people in your community. Be that light and shed light on the things that need to be put out there.
Yeah.
And also remember to take care of yourself, because 9 is not, anything to joke around about. 9 is a very powerful number, but if you don't balance that 9, it can result in sickness and dis-ease or negativity. So it's really important to also take care of your health this year as well.
And also, because we forgot to mention this, if you want to know how to calculate your personal year number or anything like that, you would just have to add the collective year number, which this year is 2025, which is 9, to your month and your day. So
Yes.
that's really how you know. And I brought that up because I'm currently in my personal year 9 right now. And it's a lot of things where I'm starting to feel the shift, And so this year, it's really cool because I know so many people who are in their personal year 9. It's very common for some reason. And everybody's just kind of going through the shift. It's like the very end. So don't give up, keep going. And I don't know, just keep doing what you need to do, because it's really the time where we need the most healers that we can get. The world is crazy. So it'll always be crazy, but it's okay. That's just the world that we live in. We talk a lot about the third dimension a lot. So yeah, we are good here for the year 9 and the year of the snake, Chinese zodiac.
Yeah, remember to stay positive, raise your vibration this year. That is going to really help you balance the energies and stay grounded as well.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow our social media pages. It really helps us to reach out to other people that can, really utilize this guidance on their journey as well. And thank you so much.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.